Hi everybody, my name is Rita Crompton, also known as the Inventor Lady. It's been a while. And, we've been busy. We have been working and working hard and as fast as we can. We had the National Hardware Show after a long hiatus in October, so that took some ramping up. Then we had a major relocation project. And then it was, like the holidays and Christmas, so that always gets in the way of even you guys being able to take the next step. So what have we learned in the last 2 years? Well, we've learned that we cannot curl up and die or hibernate or quarantine for 2 years and expect life to return to normal. We don't know if there is ever going to be an old normal. The best we can do is look at making a new normal, getting along with it, living in spite of it, and working and inventing in spite of it all. This stinking pandemic has turned everything upside down, from shows being canceled and schools being canceled, and the companies that have had to completely close down for weeks at a time because so many of their employees have gotten COVID. Anyway, what we're learning is we have to deal with it. We've got to move on. America, we are a world of independent inventors. And life works because we invent and things get better. There's been a lot of inventions come out because of the pandemic. So what do? We get back to work, ladies and gentlemen. We start inventing again. And what do? All right, first steps. When you have an idea, that's really the first step. You've got to have a thought, an idea, something that you can turn into a product. We don't work so much with apps here, but there's certainly enough of them out there. They're hard to patent and they're hard to make money on, but some of the first steps are still the first steps. So what do we look at first? Past the idea and your own looking around. The first thing, when I say what's first, what do you spend money on first and why? It doesn't matter whether you are planning on being a startup or you're planning on licensing your intellectual property. We'll get more into some of those things later. What we're looking at, though, is, are you truly new and novel? Are there elements of your concept that you could get intellectual property on? And when we're looking at apps, people say, just down and dirty, get to market. And in some areas, that is definitely true. In most areas, though, what you want to be able to do is file intellectual property so that you've got something that the government says, this is yours. All right. Without that, it really is tough. Now, you make different business decisions, but one thing you want to find out, are you infringing on somebody else? That's a big no-no. It is not fun to get that letter. And is it something that you could file a patent on? Should you file a patent is a business decision you make later on. First things, are you infringing on somebody else? And could you file? All right, so you get the independent search done. And I'll get people say, well, I did my own search. Well, you should, absolutely. The kicker, though, is having another set of eyes on it. Somebody else who really wants to find something. Let's face it, when you're doing your searching, you don't really want to find it. But the other thing, there's a tricky piece there, is that a good invention is not industry specific. So if you don't really understand the search process well enough to cross industries, now you can find yourself in a prickly mess because somebody's going to tell you you're infringing and you're going, no, it's completely different. Not necessarily, which again is kind of that tricky part. But a good search also includes something that has been done in another country. If it's been done anywhere in the world at any time in history, you will not be granted a U.S. patent. And I'll get inventors all the time who say, well, why does it matter what was invented in Germany? It's because it's become part of the public domain, and anybody who's really looking around can go and find something there in another country and then try to file a patent here. No, it doesn't work that way. The examiners are going to go searching internationally. So a good search should include an international component. It should also then include products that may be out there where the patent is not showing up yet. There's a 2.5-year blind spot at the USPTO, and it's a legitimate blind spot. It really is. A provisional patent application never shows up in print, And once then you file the utility patent, it's about 18 months before it's published. 2.5-year blind spot. So what do people do? A lot of times they'll go to a trade show. A good search will show up some of this stuff. They'll start posting things online, maybe put up a website, maybe put up some videos. A good product search is going to start showing some of these things up. So it squeezes that blind spot. Is it a guarantee that you're going to find something? No, not necessarily. You know, things always squeak through. You know, if you put everything into a search report, it would be thousands of pages. Well, that kind of defeats the purpose. So you're looking for then a sampling of the things that are out there in the public domain, specific countries, products where the intellectual property may not exist or may not be showing up yet. So that independent search is really critical. We always say use a third party that is not going to be filing the patent for you. That's a conflict of interest. They want to write the patent, they're going to get more money. The other thing is you don't want to be paying some attorney's hourly rate to search. You want to pay a searcher to search. Different attitudes. You know, when it's billable time by the hour, then it's like, okay, I've done 4 or 5 hours. This is kind of what I told him was the max. That's good enough. No, it's not. The right attitude is, I haven't found anything yet. Why not? A good company that just does searching, that's the attitude. So, America, it is time to get all of our independent inventors back to work, to not be afraid of being out there in the economy. You know, we get inventors that can't go to a trade show, but they can get their product to the trade show. If you have questions, shoot me an email. We are going to start doing regular videos again and getting our products out there, encouraging our inventors. One of the things that you can do is join the Colorado Inventors Mentoring and Funding Roundtable. We don't do speakers at this meeting. It is strictly to answer questions. So the essence of the meeting is directed by the people who are in attendance to be able to ask questions. Our goal is to provide a safe, free environment where inventors can come and get answers to questions and resources, to understand the different parts of the inventing process without taking a Saturday course or trying to write a business plan. That is a whole nother video unto itself. So anyway, everyone, we are getting back to work. America, it's time to come out from the hiding spots and learn a new normal. And let's get our inventors back to work. Talk to you later.